folks. It's finally finished. Finally! I'm not gonna lie, right? Well, I'm not gonna lie. This was difficult. I think you there's two different kinds of people with this kind of stuff. You either like take on this project and it's so fulfilling and you love it and you're like dig, yeah, look at this cool thing. Or you're like I ended up being, which is, oh my god, this is sapping all creativity and life out of me. But you know what? Now it's done. It's awesome. It's proper cool. It's almost a shame to build in it. But you know what? There's a reason I built in it, and you all guys all know. I think I've already told you. I mentioned it on a live stream, but I've definitely mentioned it in videos. But just in case, this is gonna fit my giant game, heavily inspired by the wonderful Tango decked out and the amazing Iskall 85 Bolt Hunters. It's basically gonna live in here, and it's gonna have D&D themed inside it as well. It's gonna be all the cool things, all the things I really like to play, all in one place. So I hope it's going to work out quite well. So I've still got some caves I need to go and light up, further caves. I mean, look at this. This is so cool. Very dark though, isn't it? So I definitely need to light it up because there's going to be mobs everywhere as well. But yeah, we are all the way down, just to give you some idea of how much I've done. And bear in mind, I'm on Bedrock Edition. There is no TNT duping. So this is a combination of being dug out by hand with a pickaxe. Well, not many pickaxes with a mending pickaxe, basically. And then some TNT exploding, quite a bit of it. But this all here, you can see really smooth here. This is where I started digging. This is where I was like, right, I've had enough. It's time to start blowing things up. But then in this, it's not all been TNT'd all the way down. I've been digging in bits, because if we go in my storage system, you'll see there's so many blocks where I've been digging. And I'm sure there's going to be the odd block somewhere that I'm going to run into. But yeah, this is I can't believe it's finally done. So my aim was to have this done by my birthday. Now my birthday was last month, but I'm not too unhappy about that, because it was my birthday on the 27th of February, and I'm not old. I'm not old, right? But my plans for that date were interrupted when I got ill over Christmas, and I was ill for like a month and a bit because I got pneumonia over Christmas. I'm perfectly fine now, I'm miles better, so I was able to get on with it. So I think time-wise it worked out quite well. So next steps. Well, do you know what? I'm gonna be able to build. Yes, I'm gonna be able to build things again. I built a little bit, didn't I, in the D&D districts, but we need to get back on top of that. But I can't wait to get building this. I've been so looking forward to it, and I got to the point where I was like, this is never gonna end. I've bitten off more than I can chew. It's done. So there's no excuse. No excuse. I need to sleep. I've got to sleep. It's driving me mad. Oh, I heard something. I need to sleep. Quick, sleep. There is definitely something somewhere screeching away. I don't know what it is. Sounded like, I think it might have been a creeper, but it didn't get me anyway, so we're fine. Can we see it? It's probably in the caves in the walls there. So yeah, definitely more lighting up to do. I have been doing some of it as I've been going along, but I got a bit slack as I got further down. What was I saying before I had to sleep? Oh yeah, next things. Right, so I've got 56 levels now because I was doing some AFKing. But you'll notice I've got no helmet on. Look at this, my big bald head. Yeah, I've got no helmet on because I've died so many times falling in this hole. So my plan, although again I may just get bored doing this, my plan is to cover this bottom layer with powdered snow, and then cover that with carpet, so that anytime I fall, I won't take any fall damage. And also then it means the mobs won't spawn. I mean, they won't spawn on bedrock anyway, but I just think I probably, for my own safety and sanity, I probably need something to fall on. But I'm not going to do that straight away because it's going to take ages and it's going to be really annoying. I've got loads of powdered snow at the top. But yeah, that's the plan. At some point I'll probably do that. And I'm thinking when I do that, to do like a floor mural. So even though you'll only ever see it if you're looking at the redstone of the game, and I may even make part of the game when you go down the minecarts that you can see some of that stuff, because I might put a mural down the bottom. You know, my brain immediately goes to the big D&D ampersand because it's going to be D&D themed, but you can let me know. What do you think? Do you think that would be a good idea? And what could I put down there that would look pretty cool? There's also the walls, and when I was first doing this, my thought was, which is why it's so smooth up there, that I was going to smooth out all the walls and fill them in as I go. But you know what? I think it looks miles better, just natural as it was blown up or dug away in bits. I think it looks cooler than this up here, so yeah, I'm going to... I'm not going to go back and re-chip this out or anything, but I think from there down, I should definitely just leave it. I think it looks much cooler. What do you guys think? I think doing murals on here, probably not something I'm going to do maybe later on. I don't know. We'll see. But I think just the being able to see this, I think it's going to make it all worthwhile for me when I'm down here looking to do, thinking, even before the game started, all this work was done. So the other thing is light down here, and as you can see, I've been touching up in bits as I've been going, but I've got another idea, which is, I hope it'll look cool, but it's also going to save me a load of time, which is to basically come into the corners first and put like a glass tube all the way down with lava in it, and just put one lot of lava and let it drip all the way down, and then fill in more of that around the sides. So not like a constant curtain of lava, but just lava pillars going down there. I think that'll look cool. It'll provide us with lots of light, stop any like random mob spawning just on any of these little bits. But I need to plan that a little bit, but I don't think that'll take too long. I might even just do that off camera so it's done. And the reason I'm talking about doing it off camera is because there's been lots of stuff here that I've done, and honestly, like the amount of work that I've put in to do this, but it has meant there's not really been many videos, because who wants to watch someone just dig? I mean, I probably could have streamed it and had a bit of fun just chatting away, but yeah, no one wants to just watch someone just dig all this for weeks and weeks on end. Like 1 or 2 videos maybe while chatting away, but nothing too major. But I'm gonna break the golden rule. I'm gonna break the golden rule because I have done some building, but obviously not here. I've done some building in my creative testing world. So let's go and have a look, and you can give me some feedback, some suggestions, and then we're gonna get it built. So before I show you this, I had the idea of, well, I really love He-Man, right? So I wanted something that was sort of Castle Grayskull inspired, but then also brought in the elements of Minecraft with the new tough blocks and with the skulk and stuff like that. So whoop, this is what I went for. I think it looks really cool. It took me ages to get this shape put together, but I think it looks really smart. And I did this using a picture of Castle Grayskull. And also, one of my favourite bands is a band called Megadeth, and they've got a character called Vic Rattlehead. And so I had the idea at first of the skull from He-Man going into the castle, and then sort of loosely base this around Vic Rattlehead's face. I put a couple of pictures up just so you can see what I'm talking about, just in case you have no idea what I'm talking about. And then, yeah, these sculpt pillars with the new copper, what are they called? Grates? Trapdoors, all those copper things with a bit of prismarine. So I've got some buying to do in the district, and the sea lanterns as well. So we have to do some buying of those. But yeah, I think it looks all right. And if we turn it to dark, time set midnight. No, not midnight. There we go. I think it looks even cooler. Ignore the white floor. The white floor there, the quartz and stuff. That's just so I could mark it out, because when I'm building, I'm terrible at counting blocks. So if I've got markers, I'd say this is the middle. It always helps me. So yeah, and I was going to make it into a big castle. That was my first thought. So I actually had 4 of these spires, but I've turned it back into 3 because, you know, I thought everyone makes big castles, right? So trying to think of doing something different. And you can see over this side, I had this idea of building this wall so that it's all sort of jaggedy. I was going to use maybe some dripstone on it, but the colour just doesn't work. So, but I think this looks pretty good. Let's get it back to day so we can actually see what we're doing. Time set, noon. There we go. So you can see I've got like this spiky wall, but I'm thinking of actually leaving it open. Now over the hole, there's a big glass ceiling that you can't see in the sky on RocketCraft that I've built up there to stop the snow from falling down, basically. I don't know if that's going to stop phantoms, but if it does, then I'd like to leave this open, but I'm not sure. I need to research it. I'm pretty certain it has to be a full solid block and glass doesn't count, so I don't know, because what I'm thinking of actually doing here is having this completely open, but having these sections as things you can go in and look at some cool stuff. I don't know, statues, something, maybe something that shows status of the game or something like that. And in here will be like a trophy area or an achievement area, something like that, maybe the game shop. But my big thing is that this isn't going to be sort of where people chill out. This isn't going to be the lobby. I want people to jump into a thing. That's the bit I'm not going to talk about because it's only a thing in my mind. But I'm thinking that you're going to jump into something. And then that'll take you down to the main lobby area. So that is it. This is, I'm titling this the Quickiesode. Yeah, I went there, the Quickiesode. Just so that I wanted to get something out to show what I've been up to. Just because I know it's dead easy if someone doesn't post for a while to thinking, oh, they've got bored, they've stopped doing that. And I absolutely haven't got bored. I've just been incredibly busy. But I would love your feedback on this. And I would love for you to help me if there's anything that needs to be changed. And a good idea for a floor design. because do you know what? I always overdo it with floors. If you ever go back to my Let's Play world on Bedrock that I very first started on, all my paths are really over elaborate, and I still do it now. It's a conscious decision. I love doing over elaborate paths, but I think in here, being over elaborate on the floor might not be the best way. But you guys let me know. Let me know what you think. And yeah, in between now and the next episode, I'm going to start building. And any comments that you guys put in, I'll definitely take them into consideration and hopefully bring them into the build. But do you know what? I think it's only fair, because none of you guys have been able to see any of these, that we have one last, or hopefully last, death in the hole. And oh look, they still haven't changed my head on the head pack. So look, it's old Gage. It's Gage with hair. Yeah, many of those deaths. Anyway, I hope you're all having a great week already. We have a great weekend, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.